Welcome on the show this beautiful Wednesday morning. It's Good Morning Abuja on NTA Abuja Channel 5, the Unity Station. My name is Shuaibu Mustafa Labaran, and I want to warmly welcome you to today's ride. As usual, we have a lot lined up for you, but I'd like to let you know that today is celebrated as the World Day of Cultural Diversity. Wherever you are from this country, be you a Yoruba man, Hausa man, Igbo man, an Efik Ibibio, or you a Fulani, Igala, Ibira, wherever culture you represent, trust me, you are unique and you are a very integral part of this nation called Nigeria. Without you, it will not be complete. So please acknowledge yourself, but most importantly, develop a mindset of understanding that other cultures around you exist to not only complement you, but that you also exist to complement theirs. Welcome on to this ride, and as usual, we'll be hitting our first segment of the program, which is our motivational segment. And my very cultural sister, Mima Ekukina, is standing by to speak on high personality value. Let's go enjoy this talk with her.
Let's talk about something powerful, what it really means to be a high value person in 2025. Have you ever admired someone so much? Wow, they just have it all together. That's a high value person you're seeing there. Picture this. They're the ones the boss will call to represent the company at international events. They are that sibling your father trusts so much to manage the family estate and business when he's gone. They're mature, dependable, and always leave you inspired. Here is a tip on how to become that person you admire in 2025. Number one, emotional intelligence. What makes them so admired is the fact that they have emotional intelligence. They don't snap under pressure. They don't let their feelings run wild. Instead, they pause, think, and respond wisely. Research shows that 90% of top performers have high emotional intelligence. So, the next time you feel triggered, ask yourself, how would the best version of me handle this? And then do that. Don't let your pride or ego get in the way. Tip number two, healthy boundary. High value persons set boundaries. Successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. Can you bet? So protect your time in 2025. Protect your energy. It is the key to staying high value. Be selective in 2025. Don't just say yes to everything.
Welcome back, and thank you for that very powerful motivational words there. Let's go to our health segment now, and we are talking about healthy lifestyle. What are the healthy lifestyle approaches that we could adopt? What are those things we need to do to ensure that we have a healthy lifestyle that would translate to a healthy body, a healthy mind, and of course, a healthy life? Let's go to our health segment now. Welcome back for my health segment. We'll go on a short break, and when we return, we'll be taking a feature. So please stay with us. I welcome you on today's ride on the show Good Morning Abuja.
This is Window on Abuja.
We have everything it takes to compete with any nation all across the world.
How do we make it? We are not ready to produce.
Have been contributing to the development of your kingdom.
Hello and welcome to Young Hearts.
Our focus today will be on hepatitis B. Ladylike!
This is Entertainment Gist.
In the 14th century, 15th, 16th century, and even 17th.
The purpose why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to create humanity.
The Bible talks about a man called Apollos.
This is NTA Abuja Channel 5.
See you same time.
And have a great and blessed week ahead.
Welcome back from that break. Now let's go take a feature on the debasement of value. You know, what is value to you? Why do we keep debasing value? We should rather see how to upscale the value of value. That is what our interest should be on. But this feature would help us understand better. So let's see this feature.
The kind of values adopted by a nation greatly determines the level of its development. Every family will be proud to instill in their words good virtues and patriotic zeal to defend the integrity of the family, as well as the country at large. Our values inform our thoughts, words and actions, which in turn helps us to grow and develop. The decisions we make are a reflection of our values and beliefs. Nigeria is a nation with many value systems. These value systems form the basic ethical behavior of the society as a set of consistent values and measures used for purpose of ethical or ideological integrity. Recently in our society, the cankerworm of debasement and disvalue has eaten deep into the seams of our fabric. People no longer put value in what they do and how they do what they do. Nigeria's quest for economic growth and development hinges on several factors. The springboard upon which these stand is our value system. The situation now is that we need to retrace our steps to our positive cultural traits of doing things the right way for the right purpose. Unless we come face to face and heart to heart with this demon within and project upon others without the vicious circle of life destruction, then and only then can our national value be desirable, useful and productive.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that feature on the basement of value. Talking about value this morning, we'll be delving into the world of potentials and economic growth. And this time, we are restricting it to the potentials of women and in economic growth. And I am joined in the studio this morning by the one who is aptly positioned to do justice to this topic. I'm talking about Dr. Grace Gabson. Good morning and welcome on the show.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
This morning we're delving into the world of women potentials in economic growth. You know, they said the popular saying that whatever you give to a woman, she multiplies.
It. Yeah.
So if you give her, say, a business, she multiplies.
Yeah.
You give her anything of economic value, she multiplies it.
Yeah.
But then it's like we're not tapping into this natural order of things. And that is why my first question this morning is how can we maximize the benefits that could come from women's participation, especially in the workforce economic development?
Yeah, just like you have said, once again, thank you for bringing me in again. It's always a pleasure to be here.
And it's a pleasure to have you here as well.
Yeah, my passion everywhere I go and everything I talk about, aside real estate that I do, is women's empowerment and the financial freedom for every woman. Emancipating women from poverty, from adversity. And you see, a lot of women are stuck. And then they do not know that a woman, just as we have said, is naturally wired to multiply things. If you give a woman 100,000 naira today, come back after 1 year, and you say, do business with this, that money would have multiplied into 2 million naira. But the thing is that the society, the economy, and then the community we find ourselves have so limited women that they always ask us, what is this thing that we bring to the table? Yeah. Women bring a lot to the table. So if the government, if the community, if families could trust to bring in more women into the workforce. Now imagine the world's population calculated that women forms 50% of the world's population. And imagine that 30% of these women are welcomed and thrown into the workforce. Just imagine how the economy would boost, how the GDP of nations will multiply. So women need to be trusted and empowered to work, to have their own businesses, to go into entrepreneurship, because a woman is wired to be expanded and do a lot of things.
Amazing. Well, you've just said it the way it ought to be said, but then it will seem the reality of things is different from what we have.
Yes.
So how do we begin now to get the changes that we desire, especially if what we're speaking about is getting a thriving economy for everybody?
Yes.
If we must thrive as a country, if we're saying our economy needs to get better, what are those things we need to do, especially when it comes to giving women the opportunity?
Thank you so much. For the Nigeria's economy to boost better, to grow better, and for the GDP of the country to multiply, women need to be empowered. Now, there are lots of women at rural communities, urban cities that are limited by not having capital to start their business. Some have these ideas, some have skills, and then they can only do what their capital can afford them to do. So if the Nigerian government can bring in laws, bring in policies that helps women and empowers them by giving them grants, simple grants, affordable loan facilities, you see that women will do better. Imagine our women at the rural areas that farm, because women form one of the largest workforce when it has to do with agriculture. And then these women get funding. These women get grants as capital. You will see that food scarcity will be a thing of the past in Nigeria. So women need to be empowered. Women need to be taught. Women need to be mentored. Yes, the Ministry of Women Affairs is doing a lot by sensitizing women, educating women, skills acquisition, but a lot of entrepreneurs other government institutions and government policies need to still come in to encourage women. Women are already doing great things, in politics, in business, entrepreneurship, in tech, in the world of tech, but we can still do more.
I totally agree. But now let's look at challenges and barriers now. To even when now the women are willing to step out and take matters into their own hands and become productive members of the society, we get to see impediments, whether cultural, whether religious, biases, and things like that. How do we demystify this? How do we break these barriers so that these women can have free-flowing access to exporting their skills?
I really want to commend every woman that has taken up her life and her destiny into her own hands, not minding what the society, what the community, or what family has to say to limit us. Now, one of the barriers and impediments that holds women back is cultural norms. There's this say that it's just in the 20th century now that you see women sitting on boards and the women doing great things, and people will not say, she has sugar daddies, she's selling her body. This has always been the cultural norm holding women back. And then you see husbands getting so afraid, allowing their women to go work, to do business because of what culture is saying. So we need to grow above cultural limitations. Also, the society has found a way to keep women in one very small cocoon. Now, when a man or a woman goes for an interview or something, there is this limitation when it has to do with gender bias. Oh no, this is not a job for a woman. This is a job for a man. We have female engineers. We have female architects. There's no job that one gender has to be the one to do. So that also has been a very serious limiting factor holding women back. Then what about religious limitations? There are religions that say, oh, as a woman, you can't come out and show your face and be talking. But we are growing above that, and I see women scaling above these limitations. Then harassment and discrimination against women is also one basic factor that holds women down and prevents them not to grow in their career or not to come to the economic space to do something. Sexual harassment, for example, is something that discourages women and also discourages families from exposing their daughters, their wives to do a lot of things. But we are growing above this, but we need lots of education, mentorship, government support, and sensitization.
I know we're running out of time, but quickly I need to ask you now 2 questions built into one. First, on the political space, we have the 35% affirmative action agitations that are going. I'd like to share your thoughts on that. And then secondly, we'd like to know how you think technology now can help, especially in educating the rural women who do not have access to city life or basic amenities. How can technology, especially from the phone, be used to reach them and at least reawaken their mind to understanding the potentials that they have?
Okay, politically, I would say that the government is trying. NGOs are trying, the Ministry for Women Affairs and other organizations that encourages women to go out politically to lead. They are trying, but I don't think we've been able to achieve this 35% balance and all. For example, if you go to the Senate, how many women do we have as senators? If you go to the lower chamber, the House of Representatives, how many women do we have? How many women are are deputy governors? Have we ever even imagined that a woman could one day be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Do we think this is what society can accept? We need to grow politically as a nation to be able to know that when a woman leads, that's a mother that is leading. Like I said earlier, a woman nurtures. And so we should be confident enough to believe in the women folk and give us elective, appointment positions and test us and see. Okay, look at the likes of Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. She did so well when she was a minister. Right now, she's serving the world, and she's doing so. How about the likes of Ibukun Awoshika? She's doing so much, and the likes of other women. Then going to the rural areas, as it has to do with empowering women, doing businesses, SMEs, and all. Technology is growing. And then almost everybody, almost every woman, even in the village, could do this by way of sensitizing women, creating little courses, how to sell your product, how to say this on social media to be able to sell, how to get to your ideal client. I know this is not a one-day thing, but we can, government could create policies thinking and putting these women into consideration. And also for those that can't even afford the phones, giving them affordable Android phones and then showing them what to do with these phones, where to go and how to take pictures, how to get friends on social media and sell their products.
Amazing. You could see how passionate she is when she's speaking about the possibilities that could come to women and how these possibilities could mean economic growth for our dear country, Nigeria. I must say you're doing an amazing job. And,
Thank you so much.
Knowing that there are people like you there,
Thank you.
It's simply fathomable that yes, Nigeria is on the right track to get to that point where we could say we are economically balanced due to the vibrancy of our women. So thank you for speaking with us. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Yes. Let's go see this feature and dance as we celebrate and commemorate the World Day for Cultural Diversity.
Cultural dance is an essential element in all aspects of life. Dance is an expression of social organization. The beauty and diversity of our dances in Nigeria is a powerful tool, and it provides an outlet for self-expression. A tribe in Nigeria known for its exquisite and peculiar dance is Agi tribe.
We as the Gbagi people, we cherish our tradition and culture.
The Gbagi dance originates from the expression of a Gbagi man. So we cannot really say this is the time that dancing started. Now in Gbagi land, we have all different kinds of dance. We have the dance, a war dance. We have dance for the royalty. We have dance for the young one. We have dance for the aged. We also have dance that are meant for merrymaking. We also have a dance that are meant in a sober situation.
Awo, Ajanya, and many other dance types have made the Gbagi culture stand out, as it also plays a major role in the activities of the Gbagi people.
Good evening. Glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
We celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news.
On the news at 7.
The Unity Station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja.
Would say have a lovely day.
Welcome back. The program is still Good Morning Abuja, and this morning we want to discuss something that's very, very important here as we're talking obstetric fistula, the burden of obstetric fistula in Nigeria. I'm being joined on the show this morning by Omileyo PME, who is a program officer for the Sustainable Family Healthcare Foundation. You're welcome on the program.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. So we're talking obstetric fistula. This is a condition that is becoming prevalent in our society, especially in the Nigerian society. So let's understand, what is obstetric fistula?
All right, thank you. When we talk about obstetric fistula, is actually an injury, a childbirth injury that occurs as a result of a prolonged or obstructed labor, and this gives pressure on the birth canal, which leads to developing hole between the vagina and the bladder. That's what we call VVF, that's vesical vagina. And when that occurs, it makes the woman to leak urine uncontrollably. Then if the hole occurs between the vagina and the rectum, that is what we call RVF, which is rectovaginal fistula. And when this happens, it makes the woman to leak feces uncontrollably. So that is what fistula is all about.
Amazing. What would you say is the estimated prevalence of obstetric fistula in Nigeria? How prevalent is it?
Okay, according to WHO, in Nigeria, it is estimated that over 400 women suffers from this condition, and with 12,000 new cases, the average number of surgeries or treatments around that 5,000. So every year we have 12,000 with addition of like 7,000 backlog.
That is truly some numbers there. Okay, but what could be the major cause of this? What causes it? Aside when you said prolonged labor or
Okay. There are several causes for obstetric fistula, and some of which is the early child marriage.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, when you give out a child out for marriage at a very tender age, and she's still a child, the pelvic is not yet developed. When she gets pregnant and she's in labor, of course, because the pelvic is still small or not well developed, that services, it could lead to this fistula we're talking about. Another thing, as the mother and the baby, they know when you fall into labor, they know when the labor is not progressing. So they refer you to where you could get the appropriate intervention. So it is very important to attend antenatal clinic. Another causes of this is this female genital mutilation. Yeah, it could also cause this because when you're trying to cut that part, you could cut beyond what you're not supposed to cut, which could also lead to fistula.
This is really deep. All right, let's talk about treatment options available for women with fistula in Nigeria. You mentioned some numbers, 12,000 cases, new cases almost every year, and with backlogs already existing, and with treatments for just 5,000, you said. But let's explore the treatments. How are they readily available? What can we do to make them more available?
Okay, so for the treatment of obstetric fistula is surgery. It can only be corrected through surgery. And yes, the backlog is there because we do not have enough experts in this area we have limited human resources that could handle cases like fistula, and that's where the challenge is, and that's why we are having a lot of backlog of this